Now, I know you train public speaking individuals and on developing their signature story, and how they position it, how they formulate it, how they tell it, etc. What is a trademark story? What should every leader and why should every leader have one?
Your trademark story is the story that best shows the problem you solve. And the trademark story is the one that shows why you are the best person to do it. Now, that's two different things. So it shows the problem you solve, it illustrates the before and after in such a powerful way that it is your signature. It's the one that has the best fit for as many different situations that you find it in. This is what I do, and this is the outcome. And it also shows why you are the go-to person for that particular solution. So your trademark story, we have this my storytelling coach talks about this thing called the tapook. And when I'm doing training, I'll say to people, "Have you got your tapook?" And people will say, "Huh? What on earth is that?" And
I'm saying that.
it's an
I'm saying.
acronym. It's TPOUCF. The problem only you can fix. That's part of your trademark story. What is the problem only you can fix? You can see how that relates to the icon factor. You can see how obviously it relates to your unique selling point. But your trademark story should be the best one that positions you as the only solution, the only place to go for that. And that's what we always endeavor. You must always, if you only have one story, it must have that.
You know, the problem you can only fix. I took note of that, and I'm gonna remember that now. And for the audience, I'm hoping you're learning a lot here. I'm learning a lot, and thanks, Andy, for joining me on this journey, recording this podcast today. This is very, very interesting because
Thank
most
you.
people miss the boat on that stuff. Most people read the brochure and they just go repeat it to the customer. Most people like tell the customer or via email or in verbal or however they're presenting a very robotic way of delivering. What you're talking about here is including your passion as a person. Once you build the story, you're injecting yourself into the story, and then you're becoming part of the story. You're not necessarily positioning yourself anymore as and somebody paid me to tell you this, so here you are. I'm telling you this now, and it becomes so robotic nobody wants to listen to it. I remember when I was selling, like, a few years ago, I walked into a meeting one time, a boardroom setting. I was doing a presentation, it was a high stake one. And when I finished, the people were asking me if I own the company. And to me, that was the best compliment I ever received. Why? Even I don't care if I win or lose the deal, but the fact that I was able to present with such a passion, such a conviction, that I was at a point people thought I own it. Uh, that to
Brilliant.
me tells me that this is the level that I reached and I should stay at. That stories that I blended into my presentation. And I guess for everybody who's listening, this is where you need to be to elevate yourself. You're not a paid salesperson anymore. You're not a paid business person anymore. You are a messenger. You are delivering messaging to your customers that you believe in your deep in your heart. You can't fake that. You can't fake it 100%. You can't fake it. If you don't believe it in your heart, you're not. It's going to come out wrong. It's going to come out unbelievable, and nobody's going to believe you. Practice to believe the Kool-Aid.
Yes, that's that. You've nailed so much of my philosophy behind this because you are a sales specialist. You're one of the best. I mean, your story, by the way, that you told me is remarkable, so impressive. But you understand when I say that if you believe, you will be more successful in sales. It starts with belief, and the belief has to be ingrained. It has to come from you, as you say. But that's why telling your own stories, understanding your own stories is important. What do you bring to the table in the solution that you're offering? What has been your experience with your clients? What have you done that you're proud of? All of that helps build that belief, and that translates so that when you do tell that story, it comes across as genuine.